what are penny stocks? How many people invest in penny stocks? How do we define them? How do we trade them? Are there benefits and so on and so forth? We're being joined by research analyst from Money Africa, Onome Ohwovoriole. Yes? Did I get that right? And I'm Urobo. It's actually it's a bit of a shame, but you're welcome to the Global Business Report. Onome, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
All right, so first of all, for our viewers, what are penny stocks?
Okay, penny stocks are stocks trading below 5 naira a share on the Nigerian market.
On the Nigerian Stock Exchange.
And for the US markets, below $5 a share.
Is there a healthy market? Is there a healthy number of investors in penny stocks? Because is it attractive because of their just low price, or are we not looking at other fundamentals for the stock?
Obviously, you're going to have to look at fundamentals. So, in fact, whatever you're doing in any market, fundamentals are key. But I think for people who have a long-term perspective, for people who are just starting out in the market, I think it's a great way to go. And you also have to look at industries too. Across markets, there are peculiarities for different industries. Obviously, for Nigerian markets, you can say that probably the best performing, the most attractive in terms of volume, value add, financial services,
right?
Banks,
Yes.
But outside the banks, you still have a few firms doing quite well, And even within the financial space, you have non-banking firms that are doing quite well. So I still think it's a sector one can consider. Yeah.
Okay, and if we look at if we're to convert the shares of our stocks on our exchange, in dollars, our entire market is a penny except Nestle. Nestle's at like what, 950 or so, right?
Yeah. So but I think it's always good to have the different criteria for different markets, because for example, also it's not just the price per se. You also have to look at the price and the market cap. So if you have a small price and a small market cap, then it is a penny stock. If you have a small price and a large market cap, it isn't a penny stock, because you have pretty prominent stocks in the Nigerian space that are trading below that level, slightly below that level, that would not qualify as penny stocks here.
So the market cap
and the price
the price are also pretty important in putting that together. Okay, so but again, it seems price continues to be the attraction point, but as far as the performance of penny stocks on our exchange, would you say that there are a number of them that are worth looking at?
I think a few are.
Okay.
But I think you won't have to use the expectations and valuations you would use for the blue chip stocks, so to speak. So, you're not going to compare. I can mention.
Of course, you can. Go ahead.
So you're not going to. So you're not going to compare a GT Bank, which is a tier 1 bank,
right?
And you're not going to compare it with the United Capital. Both are equally solid firms, but obviously, GT is bigger.
Okay.
But with the United Capital, they're playing in asset management, they're playing in investment banking, and that's kind of a niche-based and smaller space, so to speak. But you obviously have good fundamentals, amazing growth, and all that. But so it's a balancing thing. You have to have a bit more patience when you're looking at penny stocks, so to speak.
I like the fact that you mentioned blue chip stocks while wearing a nice sky blue blazer. Speaking of blue chip stocks and penny stocks, the entire market has been taking a beating very well this recently due to, of course, the coronavirus and other oil prices being low. Is now a decent time or good time to look at either of those? Because a lot of advice has been that a number of investors should possibly step back with regards to both penny and blue chips. How are you seeing things?
I think I take a slightly different view. Let me use a simple way. If you're going to invest in a stock, look at the 5-year charts, look at the 10-year chart.
And this is regardless of penny or blue chip, across the board.
Yeah, look at the 5-year chart. Look at the 10-year chart. Look at when the stocks hit a low or high. Were there macro events? Were there company-specific events? So for a case like Nigeria, for example, we knew that, when we had a recession in 2016, the FX issues, the market tanked. Or when you have, you're approaching an election, the market tends to tank. So I say, if you can take a bit more pain, because there is a possibility that things could still tank. Because really what we are seeing, the actual effect of the crisis as a whole, you're probably going to see the effect in April or May. But already people can tell that if A leads to B, B leads to C, this is what will happen. So I'd say if you can take a bit of pain in the event that you have a further sharp drop in prices, you could begin to phase in your entry, but if you know you cannot take the pain, I'd say you could probably wait for that sweet spot, maybe when we have a devaluation, whenever that happens.
Or if it happens.
If it happens,
right.
If that happens and you now have your foreign investors coming back. Because right now, foreign investors are either on the way out of the market or, are out of the market. So I'd say it depends, but always look at the 5-year chart or a 10-year chart. If a stock is trading close to a 10-year low, I think one could begin to phase entry into that stock.
And when you say phase entry, of course, that's in small, like small Naira bits, cost averaging, as it's called. Okay, any pros and cons for penny stocks?
The pros are, obviously, because it's cheap, so it's easy for a lot of people to enter. You tend to have wild swings, so to speak. The cons are, downside is sometimes a bit illiquid. So if you get into a stock, exiting it can be a bit of a challenge, because they are not the most popular names in the market, so to speak. Right. So that's the downside of it. And in the foreign scene, a lot of them are operating in new industries. So, for example, you have a lot of biotech stocks, for example. But with biotech stocks, you have to come up with a hot drug. If you can't come up with a hot drug, sooner or later, you're going to fold up.
Yeah. And you also need FDA overseas. You also need approval as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are the things you need to consider. Right. How well is the industry doing?
Excellent stuff. Onome, from Money Africa, thank you so much for joining us on the Global Business Report and the Rise News.